super cloudy today, and they say it might start raining in the next hour or so. So I got my flight in, I guess, ahead of time. And with that in mind, what did I read today? In terms of flight, how about some new drone hardware from different companies actually? This one here is called the Vcopter Falcon Mini, and what makes it different is it's a bi-copter, so not the quadcopters that you're used to seeing. And I guess the pitch is this one is under 250 grams, which should be good in a lot of places around the world because you can bypass things like registration, for example, or licensing in order to fly your drone. So by the looks of it, not everything is finalized yet or publicly released anyways in terms of things like a price, but it's made by Zero Robotics, and as mentioned, it's a bi-copter drone, which is unique, and they're showing all these funky videos in terms of the drone itself flying. In some cases, they show it looked like it's going on ice almost, like it's an ice skater. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? Would you actually do that with your aerial drone? I guess you could with the design. And the drone is noted for its fast acceleration and unmatched agility compared to traditional quadcopters, thanks to its innovative rotor design, according to them. It looks like they are targeting, for example, people who would buy things like the DJI Mini series, and so in terms of the price, I guess you should expect it to be around $600 to $1,000 or so. It makes me wonder too, because if they're emphasizing things, for example, like the drone has fast acceleration and agility and all that, would you actually buy a drone like this to just fly around for fun, kind of like a racing drone, or would you actually use it to capture cinematic footage? Makes me wonder who they're actually targeting in that regards. As well, since it is a bi-copter drone instead of a quadcopter, it makes me wonder if there's more risk where, let's just say something happens with one propeller or something like that. Is that thing doomed just like that? I know with the quadcopter drones, there's often a chance where if something happens to one propeller, the drone will actually stay alive still, like stay afloat, or it gives you a chance actually to land. I remember there's some companies, for example, like Autel, they made these videos where they purposely cut off pieces of propellers, for example, to show you, hey, the drone could actually still fly. So it makes me wonder how much of an advantage this drone actually has over like a traditional quadcopter mini drone, for example. Would you be inclined to buy this over the Mini because of the design and the speed? I think for most people, like the average individual, it'll come down to things, for example, such as price, obviously, and then the ease of use overall for a lot of people. Although in terms of a fast drone, I guess this is an example of when you would want one that's really fast in acceleration and all that. How about this one, where apparently there was a police video release of them chasing a suspect? Like this one says, drone aids in Wisconsin arrest as suspect flees traffic stop. Drone footage provided a bird's eye view of the search area, allowing officers on the ground to use the drone's imaging to pinpoint the suspect's location, video shows. The Fond du Lac Police Department credited its officers for successfully tracking down a suspect with the help of drone technology, WFRV reported. According to police, the suspect, believed to be driving under the influence, ran from a traffic stop on February 7th, prompting officers to coordinate a search effort. Body camera footage released by the department shows officers working together while a drone pilot deployed an aerial device to assist in locating the suspect. Drone footage provided a bird's eye view of the search area, allowing officers on the ground to use the drone's imaging to pinpoint the suspect's location. Video shows. Thermal video showed the suspect glowing bright white, walking through yards and behind neighboring homes. Body camera footage showed the drone pilot officer watching the footage on a tablet and relaying relevant information to the other officers. The thermal video shows several more glowing forms surrounding the suspect as the officers found him and took him into custody. Yeah, so this would be a useful situation to have a really fast drone, for example. Although, with that said too, with a lot of GPS-oriented drones, many times when you start them up, you actually have to leave it there for a while so it could actually pinpoint its location so it knows its return to home and orientation. A lot of people actually, like beginners, they just take the drone, they turn it on and they fly it. And then the GPS, for example, gets updated somewhere else, like it's not accurate information. So it's something to consider too, especially if you're using it in these situations where you just want to throw it up in the air right away. But again, I guess that's an example where you would want a fast drone per se. And there were so many clips here going viral today of our Prime Minister apparently crying. I was like, what's going on here? Apparently he was doing a press conference of sort, and one of the topics had to do with trade, and you can see it looked like he was getting emotional when he was talking about it. And some people were saying, for example, he was crying because the US president made him cry. I don't know if that's the case or not, but you can see the video first anyways.
I also stressed that the tariffs the U.S. administration chose to impose will hurt American workers and businesses. On a personal level, I've made sure that every single day in this office, I put Canadians first, that I have people's backs. And that's why I'm here to tell you all that we got you. Even in the very last days of this government, we will not let Canadians down today and long into the future.
I don't know if that's the case, but again, this thing is just spreading like crazy and everyone coming up with their own, I guess, narrative based on the video and all that. But either way, there is a lot of tension between Canadians and Americans right now in terms of the trade and all that. Even walking around, you can see people talking about it. I guess that shows the tension between Canadians and Americans right now, huh? For a lot of people. Alright, see you guys later.